So we got Mr. Buy You Around, Mr. Boot Thing on the line right now. He about that life with Jeezy. First, Simmonds, what's going on with your player?
What's up? What's up? Thank y'all for having me.
First of all, you grew up in the Virgin Islands and you moved over here to the U.S. of A, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was
That's
you
right,
young?
that's right.
Was you young or was you kind of grown up a little bit?
I mean, it was like I grew up in the Virgin Islands and I lived in Florida for a little bit with my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up moving back to the Virgin Islands and then back to Florida again. So, a little bit when I was young, a little bit after, I grew up a little bit after high school.
Okay, I got you. So you was a little bit grown. You was on your teenage grownness a little bit, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
One half of Juggernauts?
The Juggernauts, yeah.
How did that whole production team get started?
Man, I'm actually ran into my partner working. We was working together actually before both of us got on. It was just like we was working at AT&T, at call centers and stuff like that. And we just started working on music together and kind of just built from there. And our first placements was actually on an album with this girl, Sonic Capital, at the time. And, we ended up putting her out overseas, and, she did really well. It was like a gold album she had over in Japan and stuff like that. So, we've been working it since then. And, I just been grinding. I'm a writer as well as a producer, I've written for Jay-Z, Kanye, as well as Rihanna, Akon, and Jeezy, and a bunch of other people, And so when I kind of got my shot to kind of be, recognized as an artist, I just kind of, jumped into it because that's always been my passion. That's always been what I've seen myself doing. But it was just a lot easier for me to get into the industry as a writer, more so than just to say I was just an artist.
Okay, and that's and plus the checks are always bigger that way too. So writing, producing, artists, musical influence. Who or what influenced your music?
There's so many influences in my music.
The main
one of the biggest influences, I'd probably have to say one of the biggest influences for me is probably Babyface as a writer and as an artist. Growing up, you kind of see him and the music that he was able to do. Like, he really set a tone in the music industry, and he created, he gave real life to black music and R&B music, and for him to be able to be as great of a writer and also an artist is, definitely somebody I grew up, kind of pulling from, and also like people like Kanye as producer as well. Because he always keeps it fresh and new. So those are two of my biggest influences, I'd say.
You work with A?
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of live guest jam, yeah.
Okay, now what is one something that's gonna always stick with you? Something that Akon always told you that you're gonna never forget? Just one thing.
You just gotta stay humble and keep working. That's just the number one thing. Because when you look at somebody like his career, a lot of people don't know he's been around since the Fugees. He was on the Fugees' first album. So it's like when you think about it like that and know that it took him 12, 13, 14 years or something like that before he actually became Akon that everybody knows, So, it's just a kind of a work ethic that he just, always preaches and lets you know, if you want to do it, you could do it. You just got to keep working, because, once you keep putting out great product, it's only but so long they could ignore you,
Sex Chronicles 2, that's out right now. Is the new one out, Sex, Love, and Hip Hop?
Yeah, that's been out for a few months now. Sex Chronicles 2 was like last year. Sex, Love, and Hip Hop was earlier this year. I just put out F Your Feelings mixtape a couple weeks ago, which was just me on a bunch of jack beats. People can find it online at that Piff, and live mixtapes, as well as my website, sexachronicles.com. And I'm working on a new mixtape with DJ Scream, hosted by DJ Scream. That'll be out like the top of the year. So I'm really excited about that as well.
Okay, now you got the song About That Life with Jeezy. How did that whole,
Well, actually, I already had the record, and I was actually working with Jeezy for his album, because I've been working on some stuff for his album and getting that stuff together for him. And I was just letting him hear my single, what was going to be my single, which was About That Life. and he heard it and he really liked it. He actually was like, yo, he was kind of pressing me like, yo, let me get that for me, you know what I mean? But I'm like, nah, let me, get you on that verse. So he just hopped on there for me and did the verse for me, and killed it. So we've been rocking.
Already, so let's go to that one real quick. You got a couple more minutes with us, real quick, on the Urban Experience. Verse Simmonds.
What up? It's a kid, Verse Simmonds. You already know Mr. Sex 8 Chronicles. Keep it locked and loaded. This is my new single. It's called About That Life. Featuring.
And that right there is Verse Simmonds, still on the line with us in the crew in the building as well. Verse Simmonds, About That Life.
Yeah. How y'all like that record?
I love that record. When I first heard it and I heard that was you, I actually just smiled because I'm happy to see you with more breakout records that people are taking notice to because they've been sleeping on you for such a long time.
It was like, are you really, about that life,
Are you about that life? When I get down there, we can find out.
Hold on, how you just reversing on me?
Look, and you got her looking the color of a cherry bomb right now.
Okay, don't put me on blast. Don't put me on blast like that, dog. So you said the new project came out a couple weeks ago. That's called F Your Feelings, right?
Yeah, F Your Feelings. It's online. It's really just a bunch of jack beats, really. But I got About That Life on there as well as Shake That featuring Gucci Mane. And then I got another record that I just shot the video for called First to Last. So that's gonna be real clean. I just shot Shake That video with Gucci the other day, so that's gonna be out in a couple weeks as well. And it's just working.
Working. Speaking of working, what is your most memorable collaboration? Whether it was writing for somebody, producing for somebody, or your own ish. What was your most memorable collaboration?
Probably gonna be Who Gonna Stop Me with Jay and Kanye.
Kanye
and Jay-Z. Who Gonna Stop Me?
Okay.
On the Watch the Throne album.
Okay, Verse Simmonds, it was on the Watch the Throne. Y'all might gotta go back and listen to that right there.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Oh yeah, well I had a question for you. It's me, Jasmine, again. I know this song is old, and but I love this song. It's called "Let Me Buy You Around," up and down the that single.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, what was your thought process when you were creating that song?
My thought process is really just every man's thought process when you're in the club and you see a young lady you want to holler at. You know what I mean? For that particular record, it was just more of a natural kind of like, you know what I mean? You're in a club, you trying to get a female's attention, and you know what I mean? You want to sit down and say, what's up? Get to know her. It's kind of loud and stuff, but you could do it over a drink, you know what I mean? So it's like, I felt like that was the appropriate way to kind of approach a female in that kind of environment. So I made a song about it,
Yeah, I love that song.
Okay, well, my question was going to be the typical girl question, like, do you have a girlfriend? Yeah. But when you just mentioned that you were in the studio with Gucci, that brought a question to my mind. I want to know, what is it like, what the vibe is like being in the studio with Gucci, especially with all this beef and stuff, the animosity they're trying to put behind him right now. Like, as a person, is he just overall cool? Like, what's the vibe in the studio with them?
Gucci is, like, one of the most humble guys that I've ever met in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
Along with Akon, like Gucci is like one of those, like, he's one of them people that he could be a danger.
Yeah.
But naturally, normally on any given day, every day, he's just like a cool, like, just like a super chill, like just relaxed. He's like like thoughtful of people around him, like. You're a real cool dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel you. I already, like, by the way you just said it, I already know. That's how I felt, but I just wanted to know. So that's what's up.
One more question. I was looking up on you because I'm the producer of the show, so I got to do my research on our special guest. But I see that you worked on Watch the Throne with Kanye West and Jay-Z. How was that whole feeling like? I mean, I know SAMORE asked it, but I couldn't believe that you did.
I said it was really dope. It was kind of one of those things where we had did some tracks for them, and my A&R was also A&R in the project, and it was like, yo, okay, we want to get some work from these guys, so we just kind of went in into the we didn't want to just do like 50 million records for them because it's Jay and Kanye, everybody's gonna be submitting a lot of stuff. So what we really just focused on was trying to kind of get in their mind of what they would be doing. You know what I mean? For an album called Watch the Throne with Jay and Kanye, it got to be something epic. So we just kind of went in with that mentality, and we did 2 records. We did Who Gonna Stop Me, and we also did Made in America. And I think on the album, those are two of the, two standout records on the album. When you hear it, it's like, damn, like, they're real records. So I'm really proud of it, and we had a great time doing it, and big shout out to them,
That's what's it. That's what it is right there. Verse Simmonds on the Urban Experience. You say you was in Atlanta right now, and you say you are going to be down here in South Florida, all next week?
Yeah, I'm actually be there from, I'll be there from the 6th to the 16th. I'm doing a little Florida run, so it's going to be Miami, I believe, Orlando, Tampa, Walton, something like that, Tallahassee, I believe.
He going up the whole state.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You already know what it is.
Yeah.
So go ahead, give your contact out. If people Google engines are broken, you know what I'm saying, let them know how they can connect with you. They can't put Verse Simmonds in their Google box because that's all they got to do.
Yes.
But just give them your contact info, so they can directly connect with you.
Yeah, make sure y'all follow me online at Twitter at Verse Simmonds. That's VERSESIMMONDS. I'm also on Twitter. Everything that social media for me is Verse Simmonds. If you want to download my mixtapes, they're free. You could go on livemixtapes.com, or you can go on sextapechronicles.com, which is my website, and download those for free. I appreciate y'all support, and I'm glad that y'all really like the music.
Yeah,
Love
man.
the music.
So we play About That Life because we kind of be about that life just a little bit.
They kind of be. I'm about that life.
I mean, depends on what life you speaking.
Let me know.
You're talking it right now. When I get down there now, I want to hear no.
Listen, more
We
already.
ain't about this life.
Oh, Verse Simmonds,
We gonna take it out there. Take it out there.
We gonna take it out there. But go ahead and introduce your other single, and I appreciate you on the Urban Experience, baby.
I appreciate y'all. This is my other single. It's called Shake That, featuring Gucci Man. Let's go, sir.